In the news this week, dispute settled, land finally available for Colley's heavy industry businesses after an MP struggled with the state government.
Kirkup's mandate. Can the 33-year-old new Liberal leader turn the tide against an election defeat?
Border uncertainty, no decision for Victorian travellers until next week.
And on WP, Greens MLC Diane Evers talks Extinction Rebellion.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Leung and Sarah Smith.
Good evening. Regional businesses are experiencing a big win with land finally made accessible for heavy industries. It follows a local MP struggle with the state government spanning months and concerns of negative impacts to youth jobs and the economy. We begin with Nelson Liu's exclusive report.
A breakthrough after a long struggle.
I believe it's going to be a great thing for Colley.
Land's now available in Colley for heavy industry businesses, hoping to start up.
I didn't know I was going to get that answer, so I say to the Minister for Regional Development, well done.
Businesses with One Nation WA have been pushing the McGowan government and Shire of Colley for years to access the land. There were concerns not making it available would impact local jobs and economy.
Those businesses would have either moved away and possibly started up somewhere else, or maybe just decided too hard.
But the decision is being welcomed following diversification from coal mine closures.
Especially for the youth and the skilled workforce that also lives in Colley.
One Nation says the Colley Council has made obtaining the land more difficult. However, the government says the Shire should be making good decisions for ratepayers.
They should have very good strategic plans that talk about the future direction that they believe their communities should be on a journey on.
And One Nation believes the land has been the best decision for Colley. Nelson Liu, WAMN News.
With just over 100 days until the state election, 33-year-old Zak Kirkup has been made the state's Liberal leader after Lisa Harvey's sudden resignation. But with the decision coming so close to the election, many have expressed concerns. Kit Sanders reports.
Zak Kirkup does not fit the typical profile of what one might expect in a Liberal leader. The 33-year-old first-term MP from Midland only holds his seat by a majority of 0.69%. So what makes him capable of running the state?
The Liberal candidate for Fremantle, Michaela Riley, is confident in Kirkup's abilities.
Absolutely thrilled to have Zak Kirkup as our new leader of the opposition, and to have Libby Medham as the deputy opposition leader. I think they make a great team, and I think that Zak really brings a new energy and enthusiasm to our team moving forward to the 2021 state election.
Political expert Ian Cook gives us some insight into what the Liberal Party's strategy might be.
The Liberal Party has to understand they're moving to a loss, and I guess my sense is this appointment is recognition of that fact. They've got someone young who can go into this, who can learn a lot from this election to be really ready for 2025. And as long as he can keep them close and they can pick up a few seats in this election, he can position himself and the party. So this is his moment to grow.
The question remains, is Zak the man for the job?
I know that there's been some commentary about whether or not my seat is too marginal. I promise I would not be standing here today if I was not certain that the people of Mandurah and the Peel had my back, and that they know that I'd have theirs going forward.
Kit Sanders, WAMN News.
Travellers from Victoria won't know whether they can travel to WA quarantine-free until sometime next week.
Under WA's controlled border regime, travellers from state deemed very low risks are able to cross the border without a mandatory 2-week quarantine. But despite Victoria reaching that benchmark, Premier Mark McGowan is still being cautious. The community transmission continues in South Australia. McGowan suggests a hard border with the state is likely before Christmas.
We're very keen to avoid mistakes. We have a great thing going in Western Australia. We don't want to make a mistake in which we get it wrong. And so we will continue to be cautious. We'll just be careful about South Australia. And obviously, when we can open the border to South Australia, we will, but it won't be in the near future.
A new Corruption and Crime Commission report has put the WA Liberals back in the spotlight, with 2 former members accused of misusing electoral allowances. Brian Ellis and Nigel Hollett were found to have engaged in serious misconduct using the allowances to fund a lavish lifestyle. Labor Attorney General John Quigley is concerned other members are being protected, but the Liberal opposition says they won't defend corruption within the party.
The new Liberal leader has inherited a party which has at its core a malignant cancer of corruption that he must deal with immediately.
The Liberal Party will never protect corruption that occurs within the Parliament or from any Member of Parliament. The Attorney-General coming out today once again shows that he continues to overcook this and make this much more political in his language. I find that an interesting tactic.
9 protesters were arrested this week at an Extinction Rebellion rally in Perth. The rally began calling for a target of net zero emissions by 2025 and an end to what they call a too close relationship between WA's government and the fossil fuel industry. 8 women and 1 man were arrested on Friday when they refused to leave St George's Terrace, prompting cheers and encouragement from onlooking protesters.
We've seen from the recent 350 report that our politicians have got really open ears to big oil and gas, but not necessarily just regular people. That's why we have this strategy of civil disobedience, which not many people are in favour of, but it's the last resort we have to get politicians to listen.
A new refuge in Mandurah is set to support women escaping family and domestic violence. The $2.5 million Walang Bindi supporting women and children will provide accommodation for women and children, while also delivering mental health, alcohol and drug services. The government says its therapeutic model will help to protect and build the resilience of vulnerable women.
What is significant, though, about this particular facility is that it's built on a therapeutic model, and it's the first of its kind in the state. And that is that there's a co-location of services which will help work with the victims of domestic violence, the clients that are here.
In a speech from his hometown in Wilmington, Delaware, Joe Biden has called for unity, saying the people of the US are up to the task. The president-elect reiterated his promise to make vital changes to America's COVID-19 response to change the course of the disease. Biden repeated that a COVID response is not a political statement, but good policy based in science. US President Donald Trump has issued a presidential pardon to former security advisor Mike Flynn. Flynn pled guilty to lying to the FBI in 2017 about his contacts with Russian ambassador Sergei Kislyak. Flynn worked on the 2016 Trump campaign but was famously fired after only 24 days as national security advisor. The president is expected to issue more pardons before he leaves office in January.
The RSPCA rescued more than 100 rabbits from a Perth home over 2 days this week and are asking for urgent assistance in caring for them. The rabbits were found in overcrowded boxes, cages and baskets, with some needing urgent medical attention. Dozens of the rabbits still remain in the RSPCA care, but the rest have been relocated to other groups and homes. The RSPCA predicts staffing and care costs for the animals will total around $30,000 in the next 3 months and are asking for donations. If you would like to contribute, please go to their website, rspca.org.au.
And that's our weekly news and current affairs. We have the latest news on our website and social media pages.
No matter where you're watching, we wish you good health and good night.
Take care.